What's happening, good people? Welcome to the channel. Today is just a quick one. I'm actually going to be comparing these two watches, but not in the traditional sense like I usually do on the channel. Before we do that though, let's roll the intro. Right guys, so here we have two Citzen watches. This one on the left was lent to me by Troy, the Bold Watch Collector. His channel will be linked in the description if you don't subscribe to him already. He's a really cool guy. We've done a collab and yeah, he sent me this to feature on my channel, and I sent him a watch to feature on his. So this is the one he sent me. Now this is a relatively new watch. This one is my watch from over 10 years ago. This was my first proper watch as a young adult. It's not my first ever watch, but it's the first one I've kept and you know, is not going anywhere. So yeah, this is going to be a permanent mainstay in the collection because it's got too much sentimental value. But I just wanted to do a little experiment. So this watch I said is over 10 years old, and this watch is, well, not over 10 years old. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool to see how much the Lume has got worse over 10 years, if it's got worse at all. Yes, I know these are not the same watch, they're not the same style of watch, they're not the same type of watch, they're from two different product lines, but as far as I know, both use a very, very similar compound of Lume. So that's why I thought, do you know what? While I've got both watches on hand, why not do a little comparison and see, you know, if the Lume is much, much better on the new one, or if this one can still hold its own ground. So what I'm going to do is bake these under the sun for a few hours, and then I'm going to give them a blast with a UV light, and then I'm going to you know, do a video, and we're going to see which one of these lasts the longest. So that is what I'm going to do right now. Right guys, so you've just seen the Lume comparison between these two watches. I personally think the newer one just edged it. You could see towards the end of the video, you could still see the numerals on this one, whereas the indices on this one were really starting to fade. But yeah, both of them are very, very, and I'm still really impressed after 10 years. But this one does win, but obviously it's a much newer watch, and obviously the Lume compound is newer, so it's obviously going to be brighter and last a bit longer. But I'm still amazed by how well this held up after 10 plus years actually. So very, very good job. So you can be you know, safe in the knowledge that if you do get a Citzen and you look after it well, then you know the Lume is going to last a long time, the watch is going to last a long time. This one, you can see it does need repairing, because the chronograph hand, if you push the top pusher, you can see it works, but then if you push it then flick it back, you can see it doesn't go back to the middle where it should. So there is something gone wrong with this watch. I think it might need just repairing. So when I get a chance, I'll go and get this looked at, and hopefully they'll be able to realign the chronograph hand for me, because it's not always been like that. It's just recently that it's started to do that, so a little bit of a shame, but it is like over a decade old watch. This one does take the win for today though. Very, very impressed with the Lume on this watch. So yeah, very, very impressive for the price point. And speaking of price point, both watches actually cost around the same price. This is 135. That was around the same 10 years ago as well. So yeah, now you can pick them up for around 80 or so quid on eBay, the last one I saw. So yeah, really, really impressed with that watch for over 10 years old. And this one is equally as impressive as well. So that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. And of course, follow me on social media at Mr. Budget Watch. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.